guys, welcome to Josh's Ski Hacks. And if you're new to this channel, especially if you're coming from the inline space, this channel is typically a channel helping people get through skiing problems, whether that's their skills, their equipment, or their tactical choices, or just how we train our body. Is kind of what we're dealing with right now and what we can do in the summertime. And this video again is the last couple. One was about what movement pattern can you correct our inlines. The other one was about basically what inlines should you get. And in that video I stated that my setup was my setup because my foot was really wide. And by wide I mean my foot is 120 millimeters wide, but it's only 249 millimeters long. That would typically put me into a 24 or 25 with basically 24 or 25 shell in most ski boots, but 24.5s don't really fit my foot in a ski boots. I got to get it wider. So that kind of dictated why I couldn't get either of those two lower cost options. Maybe I could have done the K2s with a lot of punching, but the CL15 probably wouldn't work. Oh, we're gonna get a bike here coming. We're gonna have to wait. So my wide foot kind of dictated that I wasn't able to get probably the most cost efficient option for myself. But I hope this video helps some people, and even if you aren't super wide, you could probably still get this boot to fit your foot too. I think it's a really good boot. But I have a FR Skates UFR. I actually bought it as the 90 millimeter package with the Intuition liner, which was basically told to me by a pretty famous skater named the Stuttering Skater, that this was probably my best course of option without going to basically the custom made carbon options that can cost upwards of $1,000 just for a boot. And getting this with a frame and wheels, even though I'm not using the frame or wheels, was actually the same price for me to get an Intuition liner in an FR or a UFR or an FR1, FR2. And so I just got it with the frame and wheels, and I might end up using it for long distance. But that setup didn't really carve as well as I like. It didn't really do what I wanted it to do. And I kind of knew that going in, and I was prepared to spend the money to get some endless frames. And again, I'm very new to this, but these frames are renowned for how good they are. And by good, I mean they seem to skate and be stable when you're just going down like a rec path or down a street. They definitely calm the skate down because it lowers the effective height. And it also gives me a couple different rocking options and wheel options. Right now, and most of the time, I'm running an 84 millimeter FR Street Invader wheel, which apparently isn't the best wheel. It's a round profile, which feels easier than the edgy blades. And I'm running it fully rocker down because that's the only way you can run it. And I want to be clear, 84 millimeters work on this boot, on this frame, but on some boots, 84 millimeters will not work because there won't be enough clearance right here on the middle wheel. So just keep that in mind. You could definitely run 80 millimeter wheels down no matter what, and I can actually run 80 millimeters up on the rocker, which makes it a little bit less rockered but a lower overall ride height. Other things that I've done is the cuff is not a UFR cuff anymore. It's actually from an FR1. That gives me the ability to do cuff alignment because the UFR doesn't have the right bolts and the right setup to do cuff alignment. So if you get the full kit, it's normally a color change kit, or you just get it in black if you want to be boring. You can get cuff alignment, and I have my cuffs aligned out because that's how I have them aligned on my skis. And I'm still not quite there on my right boot. I think that's a footbed alignment issue. The other thing I did too was I am running Bont waxed laces because they tend to be easier to pull through and they tend to hold where it's tight. And I'm trying to think what else I've changed too. I mean, realistically, the only things that are the same that from the boot I got were the lower cog and the Intuition liner. And I've even added an Intuition overlay because I thought that the cuff was a little bit too loose. This feels a lot tighter to have an overlay in it. And this is not a cheap setup at all. I mean, I'm actually embarrassed how much it costs, to be honest with you, for something I'm new to. It gives me the option to run some things, and I'm the type of person that would rather have the right equipment and start the right way. Man, I picked a noisy spot. It was so quiet when I started filming. But if you have a wide foot, this in a size 7 shell is fitting my 120 millimeter wide foot. That's 250 long. I've got a little bit of toe room, but because of the middle strap, my foot is locked down in there. I have had to punch the shell out by heating the shell up, and I didn't use my actual boot punch. I used an old school kind of like a boot stretcher on it, and it's definitely made it comfortable, and it seems to be getting more comfortable each time I wear it. But it is an expensive setup, and I've already recommended some other boots for people who are newer to this, but I think that this is a great option for somebody who has a wider foot. It's just going to cost you more money because you have a wide foot. Other boots that will work if you have a wide foot, and these I have not tried personally. This is just going off of people who are more of an expert than I am. The Iqon ACT with the interlake is supposed to be a really wide fit boot, and also this is the UFR, but like I said, the FR1, the FR2, and the FR3 are wider fit. And apparently those are more voluminous top and down, but you can change that because there's a rubber sheet in here that I actually have kept in, but you can pull that out to make it more voluminous. And then from there, I'm just learning how to skate, and basically this has been a joy. It's been carving the way I'd want. I've tried some 80 millimeter bullet, which is a skinnier profile wheel on these, and I actually really like it in the paid parking lot. But overall, going down like rec paths and stuff, I kind of like these round, tall, more stable wheels. They feel like they dampen vibration a little bit better. They also feel like you don't get caught up in rocks as much. And I do think that if you're new, that 90 mil is probably the biggest you want to go to, but even then, having an 8480 gives you a much lower ride profile, especially with an endless frame. If you're getting like the K2 with 80 or the CL15, which are recommended with 90, those are not quite as low as an endless 90 or an endless 80, like 80, but this actually runs 84 on pretty easily on this boot, which I have found really enjoying the 84s over the 90s or the 80s. So if you're inliner, there's gonna be a lot of how to transfer this stuff to skiing, and if you're a skier, there's going to be more videos about how to start off on skates, and how to basically use this as productive training for your skiing in the wintertime. So like and subscribe for more Josh's Ski X. I hope to see you on the pavement and on the snow, probably in about, I don't know, it's May, end of May, so we're probably at least October until we see snow again, unless I decide to go Mount Washington for the next week. But thanks, guys.